and welcome to Solo Explorer. I'm Joy, and today's video is just a little bit different from what I've done in the past. It's a little bit more personal, and I wanted to share the why behind this channel and everything that I've been posting for the last year. If you've been watching my videos over this past year, you've seen me hiking to several waterfalls in West Virginia. You've seen me taking some short trail hikes, you've including the Mary Ingalls Trail. You've seen me hiking around my home where I live up on top of this mountain. And I've seen your comments, a lot of you have made, and it really means a lot to me. And I've loved seeing that support. But here's the thing, I don't think that I've really told you what's been driving all of this. Yes, I love being out in nature, love being outside, love the quiet of the woods, the beauty of the trail, and just seeing God's incredible creation. But there's something a little bit bigger going on. I have set myself a major goal. I want to through hike the Colorado Trail. It's nearly 500 miles through the Rocky Mountains. It starts just a little south of Denver and winds its way around to Durango. And my goal is to try and do it in either 2026 or the summer of 2027. This video is really the story behind that goal. It's how I got here, why I'm doing it, and what it means to me. So whether you're a family member or a friend that's been following me, somebody that's working on your own health, or maybe you're just curious, I hope you'll stick around and come along for the journey. Many of you who know me or have known me for a while already know this, but I know there's a few folks who may not know this, but I didn't grow up in a typical way. My parents were missionaries, and I spent most of my childhood in Southeast Asia. I was actually born in India and traveled all over the world with my family as part of their work. That kind of upbringing, moving between cultures, living in different countries, always seeing something new, it gave me the travel bug. And I think that's where my love for adventure really begins. That spirit carried into my college years too. I took a year off between my freshman and sophomore years and went to Alaska. I didn't know anybody, but I landed a job at a fish cannery and stayed up there, worked the summer, made enough money for my next year of school, and then I ended up staying because I really loved it, just gorgeous country, and it was a simple life. I love the rugged independence and just the beautiful outdoors and the adventures that Alaska held. But like a lot of people, real life happened, and I had to move back home, had to go to work, finish up my schooling, and so I ended up getting into the electronic payments industry and built a career that lasted over 35 years. I'm still working full time. And while I've been grateful for that journey, there's always been this little voice in the back of my head reminding me of who I used to be and what I still want to do. That voice has gotten louder as I've gotten closer to retirement, and it's saying, "You're not done yet." And honestly, I am finally ready to listen. At the beginning of 2024, I made a decision that changed almost everything. After years of putting my health on a back burner, especially with a sedentary job, I finally took a hard look at where I was physically, mentally, metabolically, spiritually, and I realized that something had to change. I started educating myself and learning about what really drives poor metabolic health, and I made a major shift. I adopted a strict carnivore based diet, And for the first several months, I literally ate nothing but meat, eggs, and some high fat dairy. No sugar, no carbs, no processed foods, no seed oils. And it really worked. My body started to heal. The inflammation went down. My energy came back. And I felt so much better. No sluggishness. I could actually get up in the morning and get out of bed and be ready to move and ready to get things done. I started over at 63. And since February of last year, I've lost over 65 pounds. But it's not just the weight. I literally feel like I've rolled back the clock 20 years. I just wish I'd have known about this 20 years ago. At any rate, as my body got stronger, I started walking more. Then I started hiking. We live in the best part of the world, or at least the United States, for beautiful hikes. And something inside me just lit up again. It really wasn't just about fitness. It was like coming home to a version of myself that I hadn't seen in a long time. Being on the trail, breathing the forest air, listening to nothing but winds and birds and my own footsteps, it became a kind of therapy, training, and transformation all wrapped up into one. Somewhere along this journey, as I was getting healthier and stronger and spending more time in the woods, a big dream started to take shape. I decided I wanted to hike the Colorado Trail. It's about 485 miles long, stretches from just south of Denver all the way to Durango, and it weaves through some of the most beautiful and rugged parts of the Rocky Mountains. High alpine passes, dense forest, open meadows, and wild, untouched wilderness. Like I said at the beginning, my goal is to do this in either the summer of 2026 or the summer of 2027, depending on how things go with work, finances, and life in general. I don't know exactly when I'm going to hike it, but I know I'm going to do it. And here's the thing, it's not really just about the miles. It's about proving to myself that it's not too late to chase something big. Even after decades of work and stress, weight gain, and other issues that are just part of living, I still have what it takes to set a goal that frankly scares me a little bit and go after it anyway. For me, this trail represents more than just a physical challenge. It's a return to who I really am. It's freedom, it's strength, it's healing, and I want to document the whole journey, not just the through hike when it happens, but everything leading up to it, the training, the planning, the setbacks, the gear, all of it. So, how do you get ready to hike nearly 500 miles through the Rockies? Well, you start one step at a time. And for me, that means making the most of where I live and being consistent, even with a full time job and a full plate. I live on the side of a mountain, just a few miles from the Appalachian Trail, and my training loop around my house, it's a loop that goes to the bottom of the mountain next to the river and then comes back up, is 5.2 miles exactly. And with over 700 feet of elevation from the bottom by the river all the way to the top close to my house, it's a steep and rugged trail, well, dirt road, but it is not a joke. And while I'm not doing it every day yet, that's my goal. Right now, I'm aiming to get out there once a week and build up slowly from there. I've started first just hiking with a very light backpack carrying some water. and my phone, etc. But eventually, I will walk that loop with my full backpack that I will need to take whenever I'm going out backpacking, that has all my sleeping, shelter, food, water, etc. Right now, like I said, I'm getting out there about once a week, and I'm slowly building up from there. I squeeze in what I can between work and travel and life, and every time I lace up my trail runners and head out, I'm one step closer. Anyway, I'm also planning to start doing some overnight hikes and some section hikes on the Appalachian Trail to get used to carrying the gear, cooking on the trail, sleeping outdoors, and everything that I'm going to need to be able to do on a longer through hike. I know that the hiking the Colorado Trail isn't just about being fit, it's about learning what works for me and building the mental grit to keep going even when things get tough. And that's what this channel is geared at, is to document that, not just my dream and beyond, but also the work that it takes to get there. Simple things like getting used to sitting on the ground, getting up and down out of a tent, sleeping on the ground on an inflated uh, pad with a sleeping bag and a sleeping quilt, all of those other things. So that's a big part of what I want to document as I'm practicing and getting used to doing those. For me, this just isn't about hiking from Denver to Durango. It's really about reclaiming something. It's about reclaiming my health, reclaiming adventure, reclaiming the part of me that's always been bold and curious and ready to take on the unknown. I'm not doing this to prove anything to anyone else. I'm doing it because I want to live fully, not just in retirement, but now. I want to be strong and resilient and free enough to chase wild dreams even in my 60s. Hiking the Colorado Trail is just one goal, but the truth is, it's really just the beginning. I want to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep showing up for myself day after day, mile after mile. And I hope that by sharing this journey, I might encourage someone else out there to believe that it's not too late. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. You can start over at 63 or at any age and choose something new. So that's the story behind this channel and behind me. It's about adventure, yes, but it's also about starting over, about building a life with intention, one step at a time, and finding joy and purpose in this next chapter, even if it looks different from what I once imagined. I know I'm not the only one in this stage of life, figuring out what comes next, rebuilding from loss, or just chasing a dream that you thought you might have missed. And if any part of my story resonates with you, I hope you stick around and follow me through this journey. I'll be sharing training hikes, trail meals, gear experiments, and honest reflections. The whole messy, beautiful process of getting ready for something big. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and follow me. Join me here on Solo Explorer, because the truth is, every trail starts the same way, with one step.